Test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We are here at the Palace. Top of the table clash. Let's go. I'll give you a little bit of build-up play. Lovely build-up from Marconi to 1-2 between Jesic and Sekenis. Jesic gets the ball back. He curls it into the top post, and it's tipped over the bar by Marks. Beautiful.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marconi Stallions, the Palace, for round 25 of the Men's National Premier League that sees your mighty Marconi Stallions FC taking on NWS Spirit FC in a top-of-the-table clash. The starting lineup for the Marconi Stallions is at number 1, James Hilton, number 2, Tyrone Burney, number 5, Lachlan Griffiths, number 6, John Costanzo, number 7, Franco Meyer, number 8, James Bayless, number 10, your skipper, Marco Jesic, number 13, Taz Modukutas, number 14, Jake Drew, number 16, Liam Yuli, and number 17, Damien Sekenis. On the bench this evening for the Stallions, number 9, Carl Saventi, number 12, Julian Monge, number 20, Patrick Williams, number 23, Brandon Miller, number 24, Matej Busek, and number 99, Jordan Swiggle. The starting lineup for the NWS Spirit for this evening's clash: number 1, Christopher Marquez, number 5, Jordan Perez, number 7, Frankie Lugovic, number 8, the captain, Grant Corwell, number 9, Yu Okubo, number 10, Michael Constable, number 11, Ollie Wiggin, number 13, Simon Nicholas, number 15, Jamie Krasevsky, number 18, Andre Takavi, number 22, Tekumi Ofuka. And on the bench of this evening's clash for the NWS Spirit, number 3, Kyle Williams, number 12, Jake Oates, number 17, Jacob Chiniak, number 19, Zane Aluwalia, number 20, Austin Oates, number 21, Harry Keys. Marconi Stallions FC acknowledges and appreciates the support of its 2025 sponsors. The Ryan's Lawyers, the expert legal advice, that's what they do. Stratford Refrigeration, Alert Constructions, Peter Warren Ford, Lydia and Monica Football. The Football New South Wales Men's National Premier League competition is proudly sponsored by MIDA, official match ball of New South Wales NPL. Attendees are reminded they are bound by the Football Australia Spectator Code of Behaviour together with the terms of admission of this venue. And any breaches may result in disciplinary action and sanctions. The 2025 Marconi Stallions home jersey and merchandise is now available for purchase at the ticket gate, and a limited quantity of our 2024 merchandise is available at discounted prices from Club Marconi Reception.
Good evening and welcome to the Palace for this match of the round. Winner will be king in New South Wales after 25 weeks. Now, at the start of the season, 6 months ago, if you had have told me that Marconi would be top of the ladder, I would have said no surprises there. The defending champions have lived up to the billing, been fantastic in their title defence. But if you had have said that the Northwest Sydney Spirit would be the other team contesting them in this top of the table showdown, to use a little bit of Italian because we are in Bosley Park, I would have said sei pazzo, which means you are crazy. But the football that Spirit have been playing under David Perkovic has been crazy, and their run to pole position after 24 weeks has included big wins over Blacktown, up your Leichhardt Football Club, but none bigger than their win last week where they put 6 past Rockdale. They now cannot be ignored. Spirit are title contenders in New South Wales. To quote Kurt Angle, it's true. It's damn true. Marconi did hold top spot until their shock loss last week to St. George City. Now, only goal difference separates these two teams. Identical records. 16 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats. Both of them locked on 52 points. A draw or a win for the away team means they hold on to top spot. Marconi, if they win, just like they did when these teams met in round 10, they would reclaim top position. Marko Jesic getting ready to get us underway. Craig Fisher, New South Wales NPL's Mr. Olympia, big referee for the big occasion. Top of the table clash here at the Palace. These teams have met 5 times since Spirit were promoted to the top flight in 2023. Marconi have won 4 of them. Spirit have won once. If they could replicate that, they would go 3 points clear. Marconi get us underway in their beautiful light blue kit. They are going from right to left. Northwest Sydney Spirit in their electrifying yellow and black, which is very fitting because they have played electrifying football under David Perkovic. They're going to call him Perkiola if he can mastermind a premiership in season 2025. Here is Connor Starbo going forward straight away. When there's a break in play, I'll run through the lineup. Strong challenge by Franco Maya. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Did get a goal against his former team last week in what was a losing effort. Marconi, the losses in the last 2 seasons have been few and far between. They'll be keen to make amends and keen to do the double on their opponents today. I'll run through the home team's lineup very quickly. They make 2 changes on the side that lost for just the 4th time last week. In between the sticks, as always, James Hilton. It's a back 4 consisting of Tyrone Burney into the lineup. Lachlan Griffiths, he'll play next to mid-season signing Tas Mutakutis. I'm going to park that for a second because Spirit are on the attack. And it is Michael Conestablo unable to get proper Mickey Conestablo contact on that one, and it was a routine save for James Hilton. Franco Maya is the left back. The centre midfield pairing of James Bayliss, who'll play next to Liam Yulee. Jake True also into the starting lineup. He's on one wing. Dom Costanzo is on another. And up front, their equal top goal scorers, Damien Sekenis, and their captain, the ageless Marko Jesic, who's on the ball now looking to link up with Sekenis. And it is the trademark back 5 for Spirit. Chris Marks is in goals. Just the one change, and it is a defensive one. Grant Cornwell, the captain, comes back into the starting 11. He plays next to Jamie Pichevsky and Simon Nicholas. The wing-backs, the electrifying Jordan Perez and Ollie Wigan, who scored the winner when these teams met last season. The only win Spirit have had over Marconi in this competition. Frankie Lukovic and Andre Takami are in the heart of midfield, and the most electrifying front three who are on the attack now: Takumi Afuka, Michael Konestabo, and Yu Akubo. What a stylistic matchup we have here. The league's best defense, by some considerable distance as well. Marconi going up against the in-form front three in the competition of Konestabo, Afuka, and Yu Akubo. And that's not to sleep on Spirit's defense as well. The next best defense in this league is the team in yellow and black. Foul there on Jordan Perez. Allows Spirit to get out of their own half comfortably here. And teams met earlier in the season. It was a meeting very similar to this one. Two top-of-the-table teams. Both of them were unbeaten at that stage in round 10. Marconi flexed their muscles as Hilton slips, but it ends up falling to Yuli. And here is Cornwell. Great addition. You have to feel for the youngster Kai Williams. Been fantastic this season, but he makes way for the captain. And here is Ollie Wiggins. Miss kicks that one. It is windy. Maybe the wind just picked up that one. As I mentioned, 5 meetings between these two teams. Just the one win for Spirit came last season. Spirit up at Christie Park, it's been a fortress. They've been almost unbeatable this season. 3 of their 4 defeats that have come away from home. The one team to beat them at home, the team they're playing today. So Marconi have seemed to just, every time a challenger has emerged this season, they just remind everyone why they're defending champions. It's going to be a good battle between Perez and Jake True. Mr. True, who I've nicknamed The Truth, has a knack for scoring in big games. Iced a big 2-0 win here a few weeks ago against Sydney United. Was fantastic in a man of the match display in a Derby d'Italia at Lambert Park a few months ago. So he does lift for the occasion. They would love him to do the same here. The Marconi faithful. He's one of 2 changes if you're just joining us now. Marconi suffering a 2-1 loss, which I did call against St. George City. A below par performance from them, it has to be said. A game where they didn't really muster much in front of goal. They were dominated for a majority of that game. Lovely work there by Takami. Getting back there to support was Tas Murakudis, whose clean sheet streak, it's a bit of a tongue twister, I'll get it out eventually, was ended last week. He signed mid-season and in 3 games kept 3 clean sheets, 3 wins, scored as well, but that streak was ended last week in their 2-1 loss. I'm sure even the most staunch Marconi supporters would say that was below par for their standards. A game where they led 1-0, a goal to Franco Maya from the penalty spot. St. George City definitely deserved the 3 points in that one. Let's see how the home team respond. They're going forward, and True, very keen to make his impact starting today. And the addition of Lachlan Griffiths as well. That's a handy addition for Marconi. Allows James Bayliss to play a little bit further forward. Looking to go long, and that one goes out. And we've seen in games this season, particularly when Spirit play teams that, quote-unquote, bigger teams in this competition, the teams that are challenging for finals football, we've seen them happy to just absorb possession, and then they can hit teams long. Called the game early in the season, which is really when Spirit announced himself to the competition, when they dismantled Blacktown. Of course, there was a red card in that game, which did inflate the scoreline, but Spirit were fantastic that day, and they went long on a number of occasions to Yu Akubo, who bullied Blacktown's very experienced backline, and they can definitely hurt you in more ways than one. They're capable of playing beautiful football, then also can go route one like they look to do this time. It sits up here for Wiggins, who cuts back inside, has some space to shoot, and he curls it, and it comes off Mutakudis and then cleared to safety. There you go. That's just a sign of spirit, what they're able to do. That time going for the switch, and it was lovely feet from Wiggins, who ended up finding some space for the shot, and that's Mutakudis, who has been a great mid-season addition. You have a feeling him and that entire back line are going to be very busy, dealing not only with Spirit's electrifying front three, but also their dynamic wing-backs as well. New Spirit give away the throw there, and it gives Marconi now the chance to work their way out from there. Half the goals, wouldn't say they've dried up, but not scoring as free-flowingly as they did last season. Marconi, of course, a big reason for that, losing James Temelkovski, had 18 goals. He made his way to play in the A-League for the Western Sydney Wanderers. There's a strong Western Sydney Wanderer connection in this Marconi team, as there is throughout the competition as well. The great youth talent pool that they have over at Wanderers Football Park. But they know how to get it done, and the best defence in the competition. Team with the next best, though, is their opponents. 18 goals conceded in 24 games, which is insane. And then it was a case of the strong getting stronger, with Mutakudis joining that already brick wall-esque backline, flicked on by True. Little half shout of handball. Craig Fisher, our referee, was having none of it, and a couple Marconi players may have been wandering back from an offside position. Here's Sekenis looking for some room. Rock solid. And then they go route one. Gives Hilton something to think about. And it's an awkward one, which he has to almost kung fu kick out to safety. But you can tell he did his stretches before, because that kick made my hamstring hurt just looking at it. There from James Hilton. Two of the best goalkeepers in this competition going head-to-head this evening. And it's no surprise that they are at the heart of the two best defences in this competition. It's been patient opening 10 minutes here. It's just simmering along nicely. And they met earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Marconi. 3 goals came. That's a handball. Yes, it is, on the edge of the box. Cross catching the arm of Mutakudis, and an early chance here for Spirit. I said that when these teams met in round 10, 3 goals came within 5 minutes. All in the first half. Are we about to get our opening goal here? It's going to be Perez, who's wandered across. It'll be the left foot of Perez. Managed to score from an even more acute angle than this last week against Rockdale. Can he repeat that here and give Spirit the opening goal, or will he be the provider? It's Perez for the away team. Best chance of the opening 11.5 minutes. He dinks it into the back post. Header away. It's still there on the edge of the box. Brought down by Perez. A chance for Spirit to get it back in, but Sekenis with a great tackle. Now Marconi can break, but the ex-Central Coast Mariner looks up and sees a sea of yellow and is dispossessed. Now Spirit, who've just dialed it up a couple notches in the last couple of minutes after absorbing a lot of the pressure. This time now starting to turn the screws, but that is not what their manager would want to see. Marconi get the free kick. A little bit of let-off for them. Best spell of the game for Spirit. Can he recycle it through their back line? Here's Meyer. Great to have him back in the team after he missed a portion of the season with an injury. Jesic was offside. Here's Wigan. He's had a busy opening 12 minutes of this game. Goes long, looking for a Kubo. And now it falls here in a sided goal by Perez, who was bursting forward. I was just using the word busy, but he's been very busy, taking free kicks, bombing forward, winning tackles, and first real tester for Hilton was still pretty routine. Marconi yet to create anything in front of goal yet. They dink it forward for Sekenis, who had to work off scraps last week, but full of energy as always, and he started this game the exact same way, but his team's on the back foot. Once again, one thing, and we already saw it about a minute ago, Yu Akubo, he's got to be the Japanese Carlos Tevez. He can leap over anyone. It is insane to watch when they lump it forward to him, and seeing him just tower over defenders. He's definitely, to use a boxing term, punching well above his weight. What a great addition he was, making his way over from Hills United, where he's already matched his goal-scoring tally from last season with 13. Forming a great front three with another new signing. Takumi Afuka made his way over from Wollongong, and a man who's been there for when this team was in League One, Michael Conestabo. Here's Damien Sekenis. Looking for the cross, but there were two players between him and another teammate. They send it back in. Player coming back from an offside position again. Was True, he lets it go. It's fitting that this game is the only one being played in New South Wales at the moment. It has a main event feel. It's definitely worthy of that. Both these teams 3 points clear of Rockdale and Apia. Rockdale in action tomorrow against Sydney United. Apia in a very strange game over at Popondetta Park, the 8th wonder of the world. The lights went off after 20 minutes. And last time I checked, which was right before kickoff, they still haven't got them back on. So if I'm getting any updates from Mount Druitt, I'll give them to you, because that game will have big influence on this one. Apia with the chance to close the gap on both these teams. And Maya shows a nice clean pair of heels and then is fouled. And Costanzo just urging his team just to slow it down a little bit. Go forward, and that is probably why Dominic Costanzo wanted them to slow it down. 15 minutes gone, no score yet at the Palace. Winner goes top of the table in New South Wales, which seems absolutely crazy to say. Spirit could go 3 points clear because they are top because of goal difference, but such has been the season that they are having. The Leicester City of the New South Wales NPL. Go long, lovely touch from Costanzo, keeps it in. Wigan had his hands up, and then he gets around Grant Cornwell, and Marconi's first chance of the game, and it's Dom Costanzo who was the difference maker when these teams met earlier in the season. Got a goal and an assist, and he nearly pulled a solo effort here. Marconi have turned it up a notch. Good tackle by Yuli, plays True. Now Yuli switches it out. He was looking for Bernie. Perez gets there first, and here's a Kubo battling against Bayless. Sent long by Mutakudis, and Jake True came back from an offside position, but best moment of the game a few seconds ago from Don Costanzo. Did well to get around Ollie Wigan, and then Spirit's captain Cornwell. It was nearly a beautiful solo effort by Costanzo, but unable to get any angle on the shot and hit it straight to Marks, who has his first save, albeit a tame one, after 16 minutes. They go long once again, but overhit for Wigan, who's bombed up and down that right-hand side. Both these wing-backs giving Marconi something to think about early. Conestable turns, Lovely work. There's a bit of space out here for Perez. If he can get the ball from out from his feet, he can. True gets back there, though. Perez looks for the cross. Kudus. Header skims the top of his head, and luckily for him, it finds Costanzo, who loses his footing, but ends up winning a throw, which Franco Meyer will take. Meyer goes long for Sekenis. Wigan brings it down to Lukovic. He's kind of Starbo trying to poke it forward for Iwakubo, and Lachlan Griffiths sees that one out for a goal kick. Griffiths scored when these teams met earlier in the season from a corner. Both these teams set-piece threats. We saw that last week from Spirit. Crazy. Free kick from Perez from a very acute angle. Bamboozling Rockdale. What a wild game that was. Spirit leading 4-0. They ended up winning by 6-3. Here's Lukovic. Throws it forward for that man, Perez. Nice tight passing finds Cornwell. It's pressed by Yuli. Manages to evade it and give the ball back to Perez. Now looking to catch Tyrone Burney off guard, and that clearance mishit. I mentioned the wind before. It is very windy. It was trickling with rain when I walked in here. Thankfully, that stayed away. Football gods have treated us with an absolute beauty here in New South Wales. Top spot on the line. Winner goes 3 points clear. Spirit ahead coming into this round on goal difference. Great interception there by Burney, but falls to player in yellow and black. They play it out wide to Iwakubo. Wigan up against Conestab. Looking for Conestab, I should say, but ends up playing it backwards. Lovely ball. It was definitely on there for Perez, and Griffiths was there first. Thankfully, that looks like it hit a hand. No, says our referee. It definitely did, but I think Craig Fisher just said there's nothing he could do about that one. Beautiful ball. It was definitely on from Jamie Pachevsky, the Macedonian Youth International. There's a bit of a Marconi connection in that back line. Here is one of those ex-Marconi juniors, Pachevsky. Plays another ex-Marconi junior, Simon Nicholas, who goes long, looking for Connor Starboard. Flag goes up, though. It was a warning shot once again. Long ball nearly unlocking the Bosley Park brick wall. Connor Starboard slightly mistimed his run there. You speak to anyone in NPL circles, players, coaches, they're all in very high praise of Spirit's number 10. So you get him and you add a Kubo and a Fuka to the mix. That is a lethal front three. That ball was overhit for Costanzo. Yesic turns. Sekenis looked offside. I think he gave himself up there. Marks was there to pick it up anyway. Such a long season. 30 games. You had finals as well. Timing your run is so important, as we saw Marconi do that last season. They didn't win the premiership, but then they roared home. Dismantling Rockdale in the finals by 3-0. And we've seen teams peak at the start of this season and then drop off. And also teams starting to make their run, but these two teams have been a constant at the top of the table for all 22 rounds, so it's fitting that the winner goes top. Here comes Afuka, there's space out wide for Perez. Getting back there was Jake True. It was a good thing that he was, because the left back would have been in on goal, but the Truth gets back there and sends it out for a throw. "23 minutes gone here. Long throw from Perez. He's looking for Pachevsky. Good header away by Nicholas. Went up against Sekenis. Marks now. This game's just slow roasting at the moment. That first goal is going to be critical. Neither team forcing Hilton or Marks into any big saves yet. And just as I say that, Marks was under pressure, but he deals with it brilliantly. There's a player down here for Marconi. Looks like it's Lachlan Griffiths. That would be a big blow for them. He was one of two changes in the starting lineup by Peter Sekenis. And that back line, and this team in general has had to deal with a few injuries. They'd hate to lose their centre-back here. Let's hope that he's okay. Marconi were boosted by the return of Mr. Marconi, Brandon Vella, on the bench today. No goals here. And Griffith's back to his feet, which is good news, because he's been excellent since making the move over from Rockdale. And limping off a little bit gingerly. Let's hope he makes his way back onto the field, because Marconi will definitely need him to contain this Spirit front three. 5 games to go after this. If the result stays this way, we can't split these two teams. Spirit will remain top. They have the superior goal difference. Still plenty of football to be played here at the Palace, and that is devastating news for Marconi, being forced to make a change. Lachlan Griffiths, who was given the start today, comes off after 25 minutes, and he's replaced by one of Bosley Park's favourite sons, Brandon Vella. Peter Sekenis forced to make an early change at the heart of his defence. That is brutal for Marconi and Lachlan Griffiths. Wish him a speedy recovery. I hope it's not too serious. Play resumes. We are goalless with 19 minutes to go. Good solo run by Dom Costanzo, Marconi's best effort in the game. Spirit have looked good on the ball. Just as I say that, they're dispossessed. Costanzo shows off his pace. Gets around Cornwell, but Lukovic gets back there, making up for losing possession. And Spirit now can look for a way out from the back. That isn't it, though. Ball hits straight to Bayless. Here's True. Was looking for his captain. Might still fall for them here. Falls now to Lukovic. Afuka has a bit of green grass ahead of him as Uakubo and Michael Conestabo steaming down either side. He ends up going for the calmer option and just plays it back to Perez. So no goals here, but if you're just joining us now, be a big moment in this game after 25 minutes. Marconi forced to make a change due to injury at the heart of their defence. Lachlan Griffiths, their centre-back, coming off. Now the team has to defend this. Poke through for Conestable. Hilton was there first. And Wigan looking dangerous down that right-hand side, cutting in and almost providing that killer ball for Michael Conestable. Hilton goes long. And Sekenis is fouled by Nicholas. Chance for Marconi to test that Spirit backline. Mutakudis. Brendan Vella, very, very handy replacement. Played over 250 games for this great football club. Became the first player to reach that milestone in this football club's history, which is incredible. You think of all the great players that they've produced. Tyrone Burney's bursting forward. Nicholas gets back there, has to be careful. Burney hits the deck, but Craig Fisher, a referee, straight away had the arms out, waving it off, and now Spirit get the free kick. But back to Brandon Vella. Again, the first player to hit 250 games for this club. When you think of all the great Socceroos that this club has produced, Paul Ocon, Mark Schwarzer, Harry Kuehl, oh, the list goes on and on and on. Also, the internationals at its house, Bob Bovieri, record winners of the NSL. Brandon Vella become the first player to hit that milestone. Is an amazing achievement. Lovely dancing and weaving there. Oh, it nearly fell, but Marconi just doing enough. Danger not over yet. That was a beautiful weaving run there from Takumi Afuka. We had a run very similar last week against Rockdale, which led to a goal, and ends up being a goal kick here for Marconi. Half an hour gone at the Palace, and we are goalless. I have to say, Spirit maybe just looking slightly more likely in this opening 30. Afuka once again trying to find some room there, and he stayed down. Takumi Afuka. Let's hope he's okay. We've already seen one player leave the game because of injury. Hate to see it happen to another. Vella goes long. Takes that forward, looking for Sekenis. That was an awkward one to deal with for Vella, but he uses his head. Mutakudis gets up there for the header and ends up skimming the back of his head, but worked out to be a treat because it was room service for Mr. Hilton. Meyer. Jesic looking to link up with Costanzo like he's done on so many occasions, but not that time. Wigan was there first. Marks sends it long. Kubo gets up there, but so did Meyer. Burney. I'm going to talk about signings making an instant impact. Tyrone Burney, after he made the move from Blacktown first month, this season gets the Defender of the Month. And that continued, or was the start of a theme. Marconi players getting that award. Anton Mlinaric getting it the month after. The feeling Tas Mutakudis will be a big, big shout for that award this month. Go long looking for Jesic. He heads it forward for True, but referee blowing his whistle. And it's going to be a Marconi free kick. Apart from that beautiful solo run from Dom Costanzo, home team, the defending champions, haven't produced anything in terms of goal-scoring opportunities yet. 13 minutes to go in the first half. This game in the balance at the moment. Chance for Marconi to hit the lead from this set piece. Very high line played by Spirit. They floated into the back post. It might sit up here for half a second there. It looked like it was going to. For Bayless, from my angle, it looked like it was going to land on his lap, but Chris Marks got there first, one of three remaining players from team that won promotion to the top flight back in 2022. His captain's another. And Michael Conestable, the third of that trio, and have stayed loyal. Seen this team go on an amazing round of 32 run in the Australia Cup a few seasons ago. And then reach heights that maybe only David Perkovic could have imagined after the 11th and 10th place finishes in their 2 seasons of NPL football before this one. Find themselves top on goal difference and would stay top if it stays this way. Marconi venturing forward now, True unable to find the cross, and it goes out for a goal kick. Meyer. Brings his goalkeeper into play. Hilton just has to think about it for a second. Ends up getting a good outcome there. Meyer loses his footing. Must be something about that part of the pitch. You've seen players hit the deck in a similar spot a couple times so far. Wigan, love to see his heat map at half time because he's been everywhere. Does well and gets the ball back off Conestable. Did really well there, Wigan. Drew in a couple Marconi players and then a rapid 1-2 almost released him. Tell you what, you can't see it because it's on the camera side, but great turnout of fans. There's lots of juniors as that one hits Bayless's hand. I don't know how much he could have done about that one, though, and Fisher agrees. Weighs it on. Good turnout here. Lots of juniors have come out in support of their team for this top-of-the-table clash. Marconi Club's always the place to be on a Saturday night. Sure, the piazza's full. True. Plays Bernie. As well to get there first ahead of Perez. Perez gets back there eventually. Bernie looks to get around him, but the Spirit fullback recovers well and does brilliantly to see that out for a goal kick. This game is, I was just mentioning, it's Perez who's down for Spirit. That would be a huge blow for them. Such an important player, him and Ollie Wigan bombing down both flanks. Doesn't look good. Let's hope that he's okay and we don't lose a second player to injury in this first half. We already lost Lachlan Griffiths. Perez back to his feet, but he's looking ginger. So Spirit momentarily, as play gets back underway, are going to be down to 10. Marks goes long. And Akubo was the target once again, but it falls here for Sekenis. There was space out wide, but unable to get that pass off. Jake True hangs his head in frustration. He had plenty of green grass ahead of him, but here's Wigan on the ball now. Cornwell. He was the solitary change by David Perkovic. Vela, you have to feel bad for the youngster Kaya Williams. He's been fantastic at the back for Spirit this season. It's Cornwell in to shore up that back line, give it that captain's, veteran's presence, and so far so good, you have to say, for Spirit, containing Marconi to just the one chance. Beautiful solo run. You can have the best defenders in the league, but when Costanzo's on, there's not much you can do, and he's dispossessed that time. Chance here for Spirit. It's a great shot and a brilliant goal! Spirit, in this top of the table clash, take the lead. Michael Conestable, the number 10, with a beautiful goal. And Spirit, you have to say, deserved the opening goal. They've been the better of the two teams in this opening half, and Conestable from distance with an absolute screamer in this match of the round. For top of the table Spirit, give them the lead. Wow. And I have to apologise to Dom Costanzo. I put the commentator's curse on him. Conestable and Spirit make Marconi play. They dispossess them, and then from distance, Spirit's number 10. The man who's seen it all with this team. Played in League One. Won promotion with them. Here come Marconi though. Do we get an instant response? True, hasn't had much space. Gets a little bit of it then, but Spirit doing well to recover. And that's been the story of the opening 40 minutes. Marconi unable to create much in the final third. And this man's goal is the difference. Spirit looking more likely. Wigan, beautiful feet. Spirit flexing their muscles. They could go two in front. They will. Unbelievable scenes here at the Palace. It's Takumi Ofuka. Spirit, after taking the lead, have now doubled it a couple minutes later. Sensational goal once again from the scintillating Spirit. Perkovic's team, you're going to have to call him Perkiola if this team finishes top at the end of the season, but they look well worthy of their 2-goal lead. Spirit, as legit as it gets, fresh off putting 6 past Rockdale, have a 2-goal lead in the first half against Marconi. Unbelievable, incredible football from Spirit, and this, well, we've seen this before in season 2025 for Spirit. Capable of scoring in so many different ways. It was absolutely beautiful from Ollie Wigan. Sizzling feet. The ball releases Takumi Ofuka. Wow. What about the cool head from Ofuka as well? Who, with that goal, now has double-digit goals. So the entire front three has double-digit goals this season. Costanzo sliding in with Lukovic. Both players sliding in at the same time there. Now you're seeing some urgency from Maya. Marconi. Been second best in this first half, but not by a considerable margin. But Spirit have turned it on, and wowee, they are well worth this 2-0 lead. Are we going to get a response from Marconi straight away? Costanzo. He's looked their most threatening. Good ball as well, and end up getting a header, but over the bar. That was better from Marconi. You have a feeling that they are going to get back in this game. It's going to be the dazzling feat of their number 6. Beg your pardon for the pause there. There's lots of commotion going on underneath me. Lots of juniors have ventured over from the piazza. There's a bit of chaos happening underneath my commentary box here. There's chaos happening on the pitch. Kind of Starbo is onside. No, he's not. Wow, wow, wow. Michael Conestabile. That was blades of grass in that one. Marconi playing the high line, and it comes off. Wow. 1 minute to go. Yeah, a chance to catch my breath a little bit, as I'm sure you guys at home watching are stunned. We shouldn't be, because Spirit have shown time and time again this season that they are the real deal. They put 4 past Blacktown at Landon Stadium. They put 3 past Apia at Lambert Park. And now they've done 2 to the good. Lovely work by Akubo. Finds his fullback, Perez, who was looking to link up with Conestabile, but Myers there first. Is it long for Sekenis, who's been full of energy despite the fact that he's been working off scraps. Very similar performance by Marconi to the one we saw last week. Unable to get much going in the final third. Costanzo loses the ball. And Conestabile is fouled by Meyer. 2 minutes of added time. 2 goals in front. Spirit. And Peter Sekenis, the Marconi manager, is going to need to work his magic in the sheds at half-time to galvanise his team, because they have a mountain to climb. Ludakudis, header, but it falls to Lukovic. And now it falls for Akubo, but the flag was up straight away. It was Afuka's ball for Akubo, who was a good half a metre offside, given away once again. It's Pachevsky now. He's relentless from Spirit. Perez, low cross, looking for... And it's a whistle that's gone the other way. He was looking for Conestabile, who threw the arms up looking for a penalty, but Fisher, the referee, quick to blow the whistle the other way. And I think Marconi, with the way this first half has ended, might be happy to hear the referee's whistle here, because it is a yellow and black onslaught. Can Marconi get a goal right before half-time? They won't, because they're on the back foot once again. Key interception there from Vela. You have to take into account as well the disarray that losing their centre-back Lachlan Griffiths to an injury 20 minutes in, that would have caused. Spirit, well worth this 2-goal lead. Mudukudis, not for the first time tonight, with another header. Yuli wins the ball. And he's attempted long ball hits the backside of his captain. It's been that type of first half for Marconi. All Northwest Sydney Spirit. Stunning scoreline in the opening half. A game that was simmering along nicely, exploded. 2 quick goals. The first, a screamer from Michael Conestabile, and then a beautiful team goal finished by the cool head of Takumi and Afuka. Gives Marconi a mountain to climb here at home. Half-time, Spirit lead Marconi by 2-0. We'll be back soon.
Even David in the goals.
Welcome back for the second half. Marconi out on the pitch. A good few minutes before Spirit. They are eager to get this second half back underway after they were blown off the field by a 2-minute blitz. The first goal by Michael Conestabile dispossessed Marconi in midfield, then sent an absolute rocket into the top corner. And then a beautiful passage of play released to Kumiafuka, who rounded James Hilton and doubled Spirit's lead. They are in cruise control, and as it stands, they will be going 3 points clear at the top of the table, unless Marconi can produce a second half comeback of the ages here at the Palace. The man who got the party started for Spirit, Michael Conestabile, is going to get us back underway here for the second half. Huge 45 minutes in the context of this season. With 5 games to go after this one, Spirit are 45 minutes away from going 3 points clear. Let's see how Marconi respond. It was a even opening half an hour. Spirit maybe slightly edging their opponents, but then no doubt about the last 15 minutes of that first half. And Craig Fisher's halftime whistle maybe coming at the perfect time for Marconi, gave him the chance to regroup. Of course, any game plan always gets thrown into disarray when cop a first half injury, and that's what happened. The player who just sent that ball into touch, Brendan Vella, coming on for Lachlan Griffiths. And there's never a good position to lose someone in the first half, but the heart of the defence. He's a brutal place to cop a first half injury. I only have plenty of firepower on the bench. This man was instrumental in that first half, particularly the second goal. Only Wigan, you're going to play with a back 5. You need 2 dynamic fullbacks, and that's exactly what David Perkovic has at his disposal. And I mean, it seems crazy that anyone could doubt Spirit coming into this game, seeing that they've passed almost every test thrown at them. Big wins against teams that they are fighting for top spot with, but also that they could run into in the finals. Now it falls here for Conestabile. Beautiful goal. And that man who was offside, Fuka, lets it run that time, and Conestabile wins his team a corner. I saw you can check out his goal already on the Football New South Wales Instagram channel. Chopped up straight away and posted. It is a goal that will get rewinded and played multiple times. Not only because it is an absolute screamer, but because of what it means here. It has put Spirit in the box seat to go top. You had said Spirit will be 3 points clear with 5 games to go. At the start of the season, I always said, you are crazy. But they look like the real deal. A chance to triple their lead. Pachevsky gets up there, and it's gone in! It's a former Marconi Jr. Spirit are on the verge of going 3 points clear at the top of the table because they have a 3-goal lead. Jamie Pachevsky rises above the pack and turns it goalwards. A player who stayed down here for Marconi. Incredible. We were expecting a response from the home team, from the defending champions. But instead, we get Spirit doing what they did to Rockdale last week. An absolute onslaught. They are 3 goals up. You don't need to adjust the volume on your TV screen or your phone. You are hearing me correctly. Spirit lead Marconi by 3-0. We still have the 40 minutes to go here. Incredible. Pachevsky gets a third from a set piece. It's Tasmudakudis who was down for Marconi. It would be an insanely brutal blow if they were to lose both centre backs. Thankfully, a mid-season signing is okay, but we've only seen Marconi lose to a scoreline like this once this season. That was their first loss of the season against Wollongong, but they weren't blown off the field like they have been in the last 10 minutes. It has been an absolute onslaught. Meyer, can Marconi get something going? Bernie. True. Tries to play the 1-2, but Perez was there first. Bayless. Jamie Pachevsky, that rounds up a very good week for him. He was on the Champagne Football Show's podcast. Him and his teammate Simon Nicholas. Great stories on that potty. The Macedonia Youth International. Amy Pachevsky's tripled their advantage now, when I think you guys watching at home would have expected a Marconi response, but the last 15 minutes of the first half was all spirit, and the second half has continued. Wowee. Bayless looking for Bernie. Does well to keep it in. Vela goes long. True. That front line of the two top goal scorers, Jesic, Sekenis, and both wingers, Costanzo and True, haven't had much to work with. Apart from one great solo run from Dom Costanzo, that's pretty much been it in terms of goal threats for Marconi. I think anyone as great as Spirit of B, that pass was slightly mishit, but just sent away there. Anywhere will do. Crank Cornwall, I don't think anyone would have predicted this when this game started, particularly considering that Marconi lost last week. They're going to get a free kick here. A game where they were well below their high standards. Just their fourth loss of the season. So we expected a different Marconi. It has been all spirit. Brought their scintillating home form away from home. Meyer with the free kick. Can Marconi in a way back into this game? Meyer takes it. It's allowed to bounce and ends up beating everyone, and easy pickings there for Marks, who loses his footing. Not the first player to do so tonight. Marconi, has to be said, haven't looked like scoring in the opening 52 minutes here. Oofed long. The challenge was late, and Craig Fisher was about to play the advantage, but he ends up blowing his whistle, and some Spirit players unhappy with that tackle as Sekenis getting mixed up with a few Spirit players who weren't happy, but cooler heads have prevailed eventually, and the card is shown. So if you're just joining us now, Spirit led 2-0 at half-time, got a third right after the break. A header from Jamie Pachevsky has David Perkovic's team in dreamland 3 goals up after putting 6 past Rockdale. It's now 9 goals against last season's grand finalists in 2 weeks. Insane. But as we've said multiple times at various stages this season, Spirit are the real deal, and it's bordering on they are the team to beat territory, although I'm sure their players and manager would want to pour ice on that one. Can they get a fourth? It's Yua Kubo who looks to get in on the act. Curling effort was wide. And the worrying thing, if you're a Marconi fan or one of those players in Sky Blue, is Spirit have not taken their foot off the gas. If anything, they've gone to another level since scoring, particularly after that first goal. They just clicked into gear. Not even 2 minutes later, they doubled their lead. And then got a third right after halftime. But Marconi going to get another set-piece opportunity here. We already saw Spirit make one of their corners count. Can Marconi, with this Franco Meyer free kick, get away back into this game? Both teams dangerous from set pieces. We saw that a few minutes ago. We saw that when they met in round 10 as well. Meyer floats it in. Decent ball. Header away. And then the jersey was tugged there, and the let off for Spirit. Takumi Afuka. Recommend, if you can multitask or you're watching this on 2 screens, maybe you got a phone handy, scrub through and look and enjoy the marvel that was Spirit's second goal. Beautiful cool head from Afuka. They go long. Akubo dives. It might still fall here for Connor Stables. Great finish, but whistle was blown. Stunning scoreline, but also stunning the way this game has panned out. And interesting when you look at the last 5 games for both these teams. Marconi still have another edition of the Derby d'Italia here at home against Apia. Spirit have some tricky games as well. They take on a team that beat them convincingly earlier in the season, Sydney Olympic. And they also play teams, their last 2 games are against teams that could be in the relegation zone and needing a win. Take on Mount Druitt. They still have a game against Central Coast Mariners. You don't want to play those desperate teams. Mariners been a different team the last month. Mount Druitt also picked up a big win last week against Olympic. Their game, I've been told, is going to be resumed tomorrow afternoon against Apia. That game has bearings on this one as well, because if the result stays this way, Apia with a win would draw level with their Italo-Australian rivals Marconi on 52 points. Hilton. Meyer. They go long, looking for Sekenis. Does well to bring it down. A bit of space on this right-hand side. Here's Jesic. Bernie's bursting forward. Rare bit of space in the final third for Marconi. It's a cross. Cleared only as far as Jesic. It just skids in front of him. And now Spirit with the chance to break. Lovely work from Takumi Afuka to get around not 1 but 2 Marconi players. Marconi do well to get back. They're in numbers. They hunt in a pack there, and it forces Afuka to play it backwards to Lukovic, ex-Gonzaga Bulldog. Great college over there in the States. Here's Afuka once again, trying to get around Mr. Marconi Vela. He may have won his team a corner. No, he hasn't. Spare a thought for Brendan Vela. Returns to the team here as Mutakudis gives it away. And Connor Starboard almost wanted to produce a repeat of his first half goal, dispossessing a Marconi player, but he couldn't get the shot away like he did for the opener. Players tumbling all over the place, and we do get a whistle eventually, and it goes in favour of Spirit. Saying spare a thought for Brennan Vella. Return to the team on the bench and then gets thrown into the action in just 20 minutes. Has to deal with Spirit's red hot front three. 2 of the 3 have produced goals. Perez scored from a set piece last week. Will he go direct this time? No, he dinks it to the back post, looking for Pachevsky, who is a big target. He's already got a goal. Now he's got to make his way back there, the big centre-back. Urgency now starting to creep in for Marconi. They go long, but just playing into the hands of Spirit and their goalkeeper. Half an hour to go. Marconi, the league's best defence, breached 3 times already. They are going to need an Istanbul-esque comeback. It might fall here for a Kubo. For half a second it looked like it would have. Marconi do have firepower on their bench. They're getting ready to make a double change. I'd be surprised if you see Mate Busek and Jordi Swibble come on very soon. My eyesight isn't as good to make out who those players are on the opposite end of the field. Yes, he's just going to have to retake that throw because we will get a change. It will be Jordi Swibble coming on. Damien Sekenis, full of energy as always, but no goal for the Stallions' equal top goal scorer. It's going to be Chimenti coming on for Jake True. No big game goal for the ex-Wollongong man, the truth. Confirmation of the double change. Jordan Swibble and Kyle Chimenti on. True and Sekenis are off. Confusion here. A retake. Marconi now have made 3 changes. Spirit, the luxury of a 3-goal lead. Haven't had to make any so far. They are in absolute cruise control. Marconi haven't looked like scoring, it has to be said. But a goal here would set up. Very entertaining. Last 28 minutes or so. Can Marconi find something? Not going to that time because it falls to the men who got the second goal of Fuka. Strong tackle by Vella. Straight into the path of Nicolas. Fuka does well to keep it in, but the flag is up. Vella goes long. Perez sends it straight back the other way. Vella got there first in front of Afuka, but beg your pardon, a Kubo, but number 9 did well. Just gave Marconi something to think about. Here come the Stallions. Bernie has Chimenti making the overlapping run. Might go himself. It's Tyrone Bernie. Took a wicked deflection, thankfully, for Chris Marks, who was at full stretch. It ricocheted the other way. A Kubo. A handful as always. It's been better from Marconi. They're looking a little bit more likely still. Haven't forced Chris Marks in that Spirit goal into making a tough save yet. Made a fairly routine one in the first half. Hasn't really had anything to do in this second half. Goes long that time. Turn in a little bit of space here. Forward looking for Afuka, but Getting there first was Hilton. Plays it short. Vela. Maya. They need something. They need a chance. Something to get back into this game. That's not going to do it. Offside that time. Marks to get us back underway. 25 minutes to go. Marconi are going to pull off an Istanbul-esque comeback. Going to need a goal soon, you'd feel. Foucault's been very close to the men of the match in the opening 66 of this game. Ollie Wigan, fantastic as well. Michael Conestable, first class as always. Perez runs into a sky blue brick wall that time. Yuli tries to go long. Strong block, and it's just been the story of this game so far. Spirit not only looking better going forward, but also rock solid at the back. Match up between the New South Wales NPL's best two defences. Bernie, he's looked lively. Looping cross into Jesic at the back post, who had a free header. Brings it back across goal. It falls to Cimenti, whose header goes over the bar. And that is Marconi's best chance of the game. It's the substitute, Carl Cimenti, who almost made an instant impact. That was better from Marconi. And I'm surprised it's happened down that right-hand side. Tyrone Bernie's looked lively. Almost got his team back into the game. Free header. Back post for Jesic. Back across goal. Fell to Cimenti, but he couldn't keep the header down. Still plenty of time. We've seen some crazy comebacks this season. This would be right up there. He hits the back of Swibble, who was making his run. His third appearance since returning to the club. All as a substitute. Marconi, this has been much better from the home team. Long looking for Cimenti once again, and Yuli. Plenty of action down on that bench for Spirit. The entire bench has got up and warmed up. Final pass, final touch, just not there for Marconi at the moment. Spirit, I guess that's the beauty of leading a game comfortably. Haven't had to make any changes so far. Flag stays down here. It's another great run from Bernie, who's in on goal, plays it back across goal, and a beautiful low save. Fantastic work from Chris Marks, who prevents Marconi from getting back into this game. Wow. Best chance of the game for the Stallions. And they were so close to getting the opener. Beautiful work once again from Bernie. It was Mate Busek, the substitute, who's just come on, and he almost got straight onto the score sheet. That ball sat up in the wind and gave Chris Marks something to think about. Chris Marks hasn't had too much to do in this game, but called into action there to make a great save. And he does exactly that. Another change here. It's going to be Yuli coming off. Julian Monge coming on.
Substitution for Marconi Stallions, number 12, Julian Monge, replacing number 16, Liam Yuli.
Liam Yuli making way The busy shift from the ex-Western Sydney Wonder in midfield, as always, but as it stands, it's going to be to no avail. Akubo, he wants to get in on the act and foul right on the edge of the area. Card shown straight away. Andre Takami was fouled right on the edge of the area, and it's definitely Jordan Perez Rangees. A quick meeting with Frankie Lukovic, a right footer and a left footer stand over it. It's going to be the left foot of Perez, the right foot of Lukovic. Goal here, and it is well and truly game over. Lukovic goes direct. Wall does its job. Be a Spirit throw, and they're in no rush to take this. Perez takes the throw. It's a long one, falls to the edge of the box. Marconi trying to get it away. Tame shot. In by Takami, who won the free kick a couple seconds ago. Risky back pass. Hilton does well to put his body on the line. Kubo was at full stretch. Causing problems once again. Marconi, nearly the architects. Their own downfall there. Marks very wisely there. Milks about 10 seconds off the clock. And the ball eventually goes out. It's Takumi Afuka, who's down for Spirit. Still, after 71 minutes, haven't made a change. They haven't needed to. Hilton gives Afuka a helping hand. He wants to get the game back on, of course. Spirit in no rush. But you have to say they've earned the right to time waste. 3-goal lead. It looks like they're going to go 3 points clear. Unless Marconi can pull this one out of the fire. Bayless, they need a goal now. Bernie, once again, he's been great in this second half. Bombing down that right-hand side, wins his team a corner. It's entering now or never time for Marconi with 18 minutes to go. Takes it, looping corner, she floats to the edge of the box, and then it's sent back in, but Spirit can break here. If Afuka can bring it down, he can. He doesn't have any teammates in support, so he holds it up. Now the support comes. Afuka might not need it. Will he go himself? No, he goes to the back post looking for Connor Starbour, who put the thumbs up because it was the right idea, but Meyer was back there to send it out for a corner. Perez will take the corner, identical spot to the corner that led to Spirit's third. May have put the game out of reach. It certainly looks that way with 16 and a half minutes to go. Looping corner. It's a great one once again, and getting up there was the goal scorer, Pacheski, who almost had a double. I said at the start of the game, both these teams are a threat from set pieces. Spirit definitely showing that in this game. Chesky almost doing it again. Swivel flicks it on, but it falls straight to that man, Pachevsky. Bit of space for Wiggins to drive, does well. Conestable holds it up. He's looking for a Kubo. Might sit up here, but Marks gets there first. Swivel had made the run. But Spirits number 1 got there first, and the score remains 3-0. Kubo. Can he get some space? Yes, he can. Kubo to ice the game and send Spirit 3 goals clear. He had to get in on the act. Spirit's dynamite front 3 have all got a goal. Spirit are the team to beat. They have put 4 goals past the defending champions, and they will go 3 points clear at the top of the table with 5 games to go. Kubo had to get a goal, didn't he? There's no way you could keep him quiet. Goal number 14 of the season. The Spirit's top goal scorer, Kubo, Conestable, and Fuka all have goals. What a statement. Another statement in a season full of statements. Incredible. With the score at 2-0, I think everyone, you guys watching at home, all the fans here at the Palace are expecting a Marconi response. Spirit have just gone from strength to strength, and they're not slowing down. Oh, and Kubo, the whistle went the other way. He can't believe it. 6 past Rockdale, 4 past Marconi. 10 goals against last year's grand finalists, and we still have another 14 minutes. Could just be damage control now for Marconi. Spirit, though, haven't taken their foot off the gas once. And apologies, I'm losing my voice, but it has been another scintillating Spirit clinic, it has to be said. Perez gets in front of that one. Without a team effort, their wing-backs, Perez and Wigan, were fantastic in the first half. Cimenti flicks it on. That one hits Jesic in the head. He doesn't flinch, but wow. Clinic. It's the only way you can describe that one. Vela. Kubo. He holds it up. It's a player bursting forward. It's Michael Conestable. Still with Conestable. Gets around the goalkeeper. Was he brought down? It falls to Fuka. The whistle was blown for a penalty. It was put in by Takumi Fuka. He was spewing because it was a beautiful finish. Chaos here, but Michael Conestable was brought down by James Hilton, fouled. Craig Fisher, to be fair, blew the whistle before Takumi Fuka managed to find the back of the net. It's going to be Michael Conestable. Conestable's screamer got this footballing clinic started. And he slots it past James Hilton. A 5-star performance from Spirit, who have now put 11 goals past last year's grand finalists in 2 weeks. Conestable has a double. Spirit have 5. And with that goal, he's second. Michael Conestable goes equal with Kubo on 14 as the club's equal top goal scorer this season. Kumi Afuku. Afuku will be a little bit spewing about that one. Great finish from a tight angle. And Yu Akubo after another Yu Akubo shift where he was causing chaos. He got a goal. He makes way. Spirit make their first change. He's taken off for the youngster. Has been starting in recent weeks. Kaya Williams will see out the remaining 10 minutes. Marconi 5-0 down at home. Insane. Foul there on Mate Busek. Marconi throwing everything at this game, trying to get back into it in terms of their substitutes, made attacking changes, but apart from great low save from Chris Marks, haven't been able to produce goal-scoring opportunities, and that was the case last week against City as well, St George City that is, and gets a big round of applause from Ollie Wigan. I know, of course, because that's always the case in football. If I spoke to David Perkovic or any of the Spirit players after this game, they would downplay it. They would say, no, we're definitely not the team to beat. You know, we're taking it 1 week at a time, and all those football cliches. But how can you not say that Spirit are the team to beat in New South Wales after the last fortnight that we've seen? Of course, finals football is a lottery. For a club that was promoted to the top flight in 2023, this only their third season of top flight football. We are witnessing something insane. Players stayed down here for Spirit. That would be a horrible ending to a perfect performance. Spirit, 2 seasons before this one, after getting promoted in season 2022, 11th and 10th, but with 5 games to go, they are going to be 3 points clear at the top. This heavy defeat not doing Simon Nicholas makes way. Jacob Chidiak coming on. Let's hope that it's just case of precaution. Be a big blow if they were to lose that defender who's been part of a rock solid back five. Zain Alawalia on as well. Come on for Andre Takami. Surely we can't see 6 again. Looping balls. Pachevsky getting up there once again, but the whistle was blown. Foul. A little shove there by Pachevsky. Another dynamite corner. Those have been money in this second half. Leading to Pachevsky's goal right after half time, and then he almost had a second. A tough fortnight for Marconi. Wigan. Will we see a 6? Afuka, great tackle. Danger not over yet, though, for Marconi. Good low save by Hilton. So close to being 6. It's a substitute. Jacob Chidiak, who almost got in on the act. Marks. Of course, like we saw last season, you never write Marconi off. They're capable of winning it from anywhere, but there'll be some soul searching going on after this one. As I mentioned, there's still some big games to be played in season 2025 for them before the finals. That showdown with Apia in a couple weeks. Both Apia and Rockdale, though, will have the chance to overtake Marconi, who had the lower goal difference already before this game, but now that's taken a beating after this scoreline. Spirit came into this game plus 26 goal difference. Marconi 19. Apia and Rockdale, who are 3 points behind. Apia 31 goal difference and Rockdale on 27, so that could come into play after round 30. But as it stands, Spirit will go 3 points clear of Marconi, and Apia to resume their game tomorrow, I've been told. And Rockdale in action against Sydney United. And Marconi get a bit of damage control. Spirit looking to preserve that clean sheet. They're going to try from distance because Marks was backpedaling, and Spirit throwing bodies in front of Maya there. Incredible scoreline. That 6-3 win over Rockdale sent shockwaves through the competition. This scoreline is going to be an earthquake. Header away. Busek. Floated in. It was a header from Chimenti, who's looked dangerous since coming on. Had Marconi's best chance of the game, probably it has to be said, earlier, and unable to hit the target then, and Spirit going to make a double change. When I can make out what the board says on that side, I'll repeat the changes, but it's going to be Wigan and Connor Starboard off. My eyes just getting worse and worse. Fuka, the last remaining member of that front three. After that double change. So Austin Oates and Harry Keys on. Connor Starboard and Ollie Wigan off. Floated in. Beautiful ball. It's still there for Spirit. All it needed was a final touch. It was eased back across goal. Bernie bursting forward. He's been Marconi's best. Swivel, can he get a goal? He'll look for an assist. Spirit holding on to that clean sheet. Can they get a sixth? Here's Harry Keys. Bit of space. He's got teammates coming up in support as well. Lukovic lost the ball behind him, and Marconi now. Marks uses his head that time. been that type of performance by Spirit where they can start showing off a little bit. They have been absolutely scintillating. Lualia for Keys. 30 seconds to go here. David Perkovic's team have produced another footballing clinic, as they've done all season against powerhouses in this competition. 4 past Blacktown, 3 past Apia, 6 past Rockdale last week. This, the biggest statement of them all though, putting 5 past the defending champions, who did give Spirit their first defeat of the season back in round 10. Spirit banishing those demons though. Here we go, chance for Marconi. Swivel, edge of the box. Bayless, it falls here for Chimenti, loses his footing, and it fizzles out. Spirit in action next week against Sydney Olympic, who got back to winning ways earlier today against St. George City. Marconi travel to the Central Coast. If I'd have said that maybe a month ago, you would have said it was a foregone conclusion that Marconi would win, but Central Coast are a different team. And Aluwalia sends that one over the bar. Spirit push for a 6. So, as I said earlier in this half, you don't want to be playing those teams that are fighting for survival at this stage of the season. Central Coast are the epitome of that. Marconi travel to the coast and then back here at home in a fortnight's time on a Sunday for a Derby d'Italia showdown. Perez has been brilliant today once again. He had a sight at goal there. I don't know if that was a cross or a shot. He wouldn't have cared. Spirit. Only real time in this season where it looked like the wheels were maybe starting to fall off, and this was a flash in the pan, was after their loss to Marconi in round 10, but they have inflicted revenge to the scoreline of 5-0. That's right, you heard that correctly. Spirit go 3 points clear the top of the table after a 5-0 win against the defending champions at the Palace. The Palace has been raided by a scintillating Spirit side. A double from Michael Conestabile. He scored the first, an absolute screamer, before Takumi Afuka, who was fantastic, rounded the goalkeeper to double their lead. We head to half-time expecting a Marconi response. What we got was a goal from a corner from Jamie Pachevsky right after half-time to effectively ice the game. And then if it wasn't in doubt, Yu Akubo made sure of it. And then the man who started it finished it from the penalty spot. 5-star performance from Spirit, who put 6 past Rockdale, 5 past Marconi, 11 goals in 2 weeks against the grand finalists. They go 3 points clear, and there's no doubt about it. They are the team to beat with 5 games to go. My name is Adamo Denegris. On behalf of everyone at Football New South Wales, have a lovely night. We'll see you next time.